Video bites from ulearn.photography. Here's our principal, Simon Q. Walden.
Hi, welcome to another video bite. I'm going to be talking about the future. Not in all timey-wimey Doctor Who sense, but there's been a lot of discussion lately about the whole thing of the mirrorless camera and electronic viewfinders and the kinds of opportunities that new tech is giving us. And it just got me to thinking about, what did I want to see in a future camera? So here's just a few random thoughts. I can't help thinking nowadays that the classic camera film-based format, I mean that camera will look no different as a film format or as a digital format. I can't help thinking that just the overall ergonomics of cameras could really be greatly enhanced in these days of digital. One of my first cameras was a thing called a Canon Epocha. That was back in the mid-70s, I would guess. Didn't have this back at all. It was basically almost like a lens, and you just held it like a lens. It was a really great ergonomically working, functioning camera. I don't think DSLRs actually make sense. Just look at this. I have to hold all the weight here, and this lens is pulling me down. Just that of itself is unergonomic, let alone the fact that then, I'm having to do all the chimping thing to get at the controls. There are a lot of really classic features coming out now in compact cameras, and partly that's a function of the fact that they are mirrorless, but just whole, for example, auto smile detection. God, if I had that, that'd be jolly useful. Things like doing panoramic sweeps that are automatically stitched in camera. Why doesn't my £2,000 camera do that when a £200 camera does? I'd really like to see cost-effective Wi-Fi in DSLRs. Yes, I know that there are proprietary versions, but they are not cost-effective. My phone does it. My phone does a lot of things, and it's still less than the price of a Wi-Fi solution from Canon. And I think there would be lots of really clever opportunities and new tricks you could do with Wi-Fi, apart from just the sheer simplicity of pictures being downloaded straight to your PC or wherever. And sort of related to that, talking about phones, I think it really is time we had a touch interface on the backs of cameras, and actually touch interface from an independent controller as well. Now I know there have sort of been bits and pieces going around in that area, but it's time to sort of bring it all together and really to consolidate that into a product. I really ought to be able to use my phone, my tablet, or my camera in the same way with a touch interface, all three of them driving the interface on here. Obviously probably over Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or whatever. The whole thing, tethered shooting should essentially disappear. It should be Wi-Fi shooting. And, I wish they'd do one other thing as well. One of the things that the web has shown us, and certain products on the web have shown us, is that by making the software open, the technical terms API, an application program interface. But basically what these are is they're hooks that third-party people can program add-ons into the core software, whatever it may be. I would love that to happen on cameras, that the camera had its core firmware, but third parties could add on all sorts of extra features, options, just lots and lots of stuff. The possibilities of that would be enormous. So, those are some of the things I'd like to see in future cameras. But maybe you'd like to leave some comments below about what you'd like to see in future cameras.
Subscribe now for regular tips and updates. To find out more, go to ulearn.photography.